So can my neighbor connect his fence to my fence? That's what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to talk about connecting to a neighbor's fence. And why am I going to talk about this, you ask? Because it's happened. So 2 years ago, I walk outside and I see somebody out there installing a fence. And it looks like he's getting ready to walk onto my property and install a fence, hooking it up to mine. A little strange. So I ask him, I say, hey, what are you doing? He says, well, we're installing a fence for your neighbor. I said, well, you realize that my fence is not my boundary line. I actually own 3 feet behind my fence, so you're coming onto my land with the fence. And he goes, well, I did not know that. So he goes over and he talks to the owner. The owner comes back, he goes, oh man, I apologize. He said, I thought that the fence line was the boundary line. And that is a very common misconception when people first buy their house. So he says, I don't have enough money to run a fence all the way along the back. Would you mind if I just hook up to your fence? I said, I don't have any problem with that under one condition. I want you to maintain it. And he goes, no problem, we'll take care of that. 4 months ago, I find out that house is for sale. So I call the listing agent. I say, I just want to make sure that your clients have disclosed that I allowed them to run the fence onto my property and hook up to my fence. And he replies back, no, they didn't let me know that. So that started a whole stink storm, right? So they get in touch with the buyer's agent. She calls me up. She's in a tizzy. The buyers are unaware of this. It may affect the sale. So I have a meeting with the buyer's agent and the buyers in the backyard. I'm like, listen, so this is very simple. I just allowed them to hook up to my fence. No big deal. The title company did not see it that way. They saw it as a big deal, and they were not going to close on the home because they could not write a title insurance policy. So it almost delayed the close of that home, almost blew it up completely. What we ended up doing was putting an agreement in place between me and the owners saying I am okay with the fence being hooked up to my fence. It's a little bit on my yard. If at any point down the line I ever am not okay with it, then it will be removed at the new owner's expense. Everyone was fine with that. It was all hunky-dory. Happy homeowners are now my neighbors behind me, and they're great neighbors. So bottom line is this. These things are fairly easy to address on the front end. What I didn't want happen was somebody to buy the house, go out there and he's cutting down all these trees only to find out that a portion of the land that he thought was his is in fact mine. So if you're selling your home and that has happened, just close that up front. There are easy ways to work around this. Could it get ugly? Absolutely, it could have got ugly. That home sale almost did not go through. But when you have a conversation between two people, it tends to go a lot better. And if there's any signs of it going other than that, pull back, discuss with a real estate attorney, and find out what your rights are. All right, guys, I'm Kevin Cooper. I hope you found my personal story interesting, and hopefully it helps you with a future decision. Take care. I'll talk to you next time.